How much does a reverse 1031 exchange cost? So, what are the typical costs associated with a reverse 1031 exchange? The cost of a reverse 1031 exchange can vary depending on several factors, right? Including the complexity of the transaction, the property involved, and the services provided. So there are some common costs you might incur. First is the qualified intermediary fee. So the cost can range anything from $1,000 to $2,500 or more. So our qualified intermediary QI facilitates the exchange process, ensuring compliance with regulations. The fee can vary based on the QI experience, the complexity of the transaction, and of course the services provided. The second thing is the exchange accommodation title holder, the AAT. An AAT temporarily holds the title to either the relinquished or the replacement property. So this fee covers the administrative and legal responsibility of the AAT. So the cost can range anywhere from $3,000 to $7,500 or more. The third thing is legal fee. The costs range from $1,000 to $5,000 or more. Legal fees cover the cost of drafting documents, reviewing contracts, and providing legal advices during the exchange process. So complex transactions might require more extensive legal services. That's why they're the higher fees, right? The fourth point is transfer tax and recording fees. So these costs vary by state and property value. So some state and locality charge transfer taxes or recording fees when transferring property title. The amount can depend on the property location and value. Fifth thing is financing cost. So cost range is really vary based on the loan terms and the lender fees, the interest rate. Financing, if it's required to purchase the replacement property, can include loan origination fees, interest, and other related charges. So the cost can vary widely based on the lender and the loan terms. So number 6 is property management and maintenance costs. These can vary depending on the property type and property condition. So if you're ending up owning both the relinquished and the replacement properties together, you will incur costs for property management, maintenance, insurance, and taxes on both property during the holding period. Another question that usually comes up is, are there any hidden costs or additional expenses I should be aware of? And yes, in addition to the typical cost that was outlined earlier, there are some hidden or additional expenses. The first thing is the appraisal fee. So if an appraisal is needed for financing or evaluation purposes, this can add several hundred to a few $1,000s. The second thing is environmental inspections. So costs for inspections such as environmental assessment can vary based on property type and locations. Another one is accounting fees. So you might need to consult with a tax advisor or accountant to ensure compliant and accurate reporting, which can add to your expenses. The next thing is the market conditions. In a tight market, holding costs for two properties can be significantly if the relinquished property does not sell quickly. Can the costs be minimized or managed effectively? Yes, here are some strategies to manage and potentially minimize costs. The first thing you want to do is to shop around for a service provider. You want to compare fees and services of different qualified intermediary EATs and legal advisors. You want to also negotiate terms. You want to negotiate fee with the service providers where possible, especially if you have multiple properties or a long-standing relationship. The next thing is to plan ahead. So thorough planning and market research can help you avoid delay and additional holding costs. The next thing is consult with professional. So work with experienced real estate and tax professional to navigate the complexity and to avoid costly mistakes. Last but not least, you want to understand state-specific rules, so be aware of different state-specific transfer taxes and regulation and plan accordingly to mitigate the unexpected cost. So by understanding the typical cost and the potential additional expenses associated with a reverse 1031 exchange, an investor can better plan and budget for a successful transaction. With that, let's move on to the next questions.